Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the persons of Master Father Muhammad, and I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ, and I furthermore indeed bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our big brother, warner, friend, teacher, and guide. I greet you all in the nation-greeted words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. All praises is due to Allah. On behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family, as always, family, we continuously thank you for your support. We thank you for taking the time to read our posts, watch our videos, support our cause, our efforts in the plight of the black community. We can never thank you enough. As always, family, I'd like to take a little bit of your time, just a few moments, to address a post or issue that has been generated in regards to our big sister, Erykha Badu. The Heart of Miss Erykha Badu versus the attack of the Jewish reporter David Marchese. Her love for Minister Farrakhan and respect for Hitler has her labeled an anti-Semite. This here further supports the recent video we had just completed in regards to how important it is that we as a people realize that separation is our only option. And it's interesting because this particular network or magazine, whatever it is, Vulture, so happened to have the right name. As we know, vultures feed on the dead. But what happened was, see, Mr. Marchese thought that he was more intelligent and more smarter than our big sister, Erykha Badu. So what he did was he did a little research before he actually did the interview. Indeed, big brother. Before he actually did the interview. And this is a lesson for all of us. Don't be so eager to jump out there. Because just as well as they interview and research us, we need to learn to do the same thing in regards to the individuals that come to us and want to question us for whatever reasons. See, we have a lesson, can the devil fool a Muslim? So in reality, what happened was he thought he was going to play a mind game with our sister, but he didn't realize how intelligent and bright Miss Badu is. We know our sister. For those who have been following her, supporting her, but it's more important now that we don't leave our sister stranded and stay up on this particular situation. Because these Caucasians will try and do all that they can to dehumanize our people in the worst manner. Right? Here's an interesting thing. Erykha Badu is a special artist and free thinker. Think about this. Not only is she a special artist, she's a free thinker. So anytime a black woman or a black man exercise their ability and show the intelligence that they possess, white people get intimidated, even black people. then you wonder why we always arguing about something. Because when you start exercising your right to be able to think, especially outside the box. So psychologically, my sister was prepared. Good God Almighty. Right? Think about it for a second. So what he did was, he tried to hit Erykha Badu with the Farrakhan litmus test. A lot of our brothers and sisters fail that test. See, they always research those who they want to engage in. And when they see any relationship or any association with Farrakhan, immediately they use that to try and determine if you are a backer, if you are a supporter of Farrakhan. Right? Now here's the most, part of this is very interesting. I'm not going to say the most interesting because this gets just a little deeper. But here's something that I find very interesting, right? What does a profile by the Jewish writer David Marchese about Miss Badu and her artistic work have to do with Minister Farrakhan? What does it have to do? If you are calling on someone to discuss something relevant to their personal life or their artwork, their talent, their job, what does that has to do with their personal life? See? So the way he did it, and it's the front page of the Final Call newspaper, this is why when we created the post, we added that in to make sure that you are able to go and read it for yourself. Right? But in any event, so Mr. Marchese questioned our sister on the litmus test. And she explained to him, number one, he had his facts screwed up because he was talking about an interview that he thought took place in Israel. She corrected him on that. And then she also corrected him by letting him know she never mentioned the minister at all during that time. However, she respects the minister, showing that she backs the minister. Right? And then she went a little deeper. This is how you know God is present among black people. She went even deeper and said how much she respects Hitler. White folks went crazy, not even 60 seconds on Twitter and on Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. The minute that she said she respects Hitler, they eliminated everything else that was involved in the interview and focused primarily on two things: her love for Farrakhan and her respect for Hitler. Right? Think about this for a minute. And then when we created the post, because we do pay attention when we post things, there were some blacks that even questioned the fact, why did she mention Hitler? What was the problem with it? Why shouldn't she? She's a free thinker. She said she respects Hitler. She's not one of the type of individuals that follow trends or suits. She's capable of thinking on her own. So before she jumped out the window, she does research. She said Hitler could have been a great painter for all she know. literally, right? But she respected Hitler for whoever he was. She never said nothing about the quote-unquote so-called Holocaust that was supposed to have took place, which was really engineered by Jews in Europe and in America. See, these are the things that we don't hear about. The hidden hand behind all of that foolishness that took place with Hitler. But the reality is, our sister stood up. Now she's labeled anti-Semite. Anti-Semite is somebody who don't like Jewish people or Jews, whatever. She never said nothing like that. She never said nothing like that. This is what happened, as we mentioned in the previous video. America's greatest weapon is not her army, her Marine Corps, her Navy, her Air Force. It's her media. Right? It's her media with propaganda. That's her greatest weapon. So they ran with that interview. But God is on the scene and backing our sister. That she's steadfast and hold on. And this is why when you look at the Final Call newspaper, it tells you we got our sister back as far as the Nation of Islam is concerned with the issue. See? So she's not out there by herself. She know that the minister got her back. She's always known that. There are many out there that know that they can rely on the minister and the Nation of Islam to have their back when they're being assaulted by our open enemy. Who the hell is David Marchese? See? Who the hell is that? Out of the blue, this name pops up because he was given an opportunity to interview one of our elite artists, Miss Badu, our sister. She represents black consciousness and black spirituality. She's been doing that since she hit the scene and showing her magical artwork. Right? This is Erykha Badu. She ain't never been no coward or afraid to speak her mind in regards to freedom, justice, and equality. So now that these crackers label her an anti-Semite, it would be difficult for her to proceed in their world. But the sign and the message that has been sent to her by Almighty God Allah is to separate and come out of their world. She don't need their world. She never brought her talent to their world. Their world came to her when they realized who she was. See, but Mr. Marchese thought that he had a little timid black woman that he could intimidate with the Farrakhan litmus test. But she took it deeper and expressed her respect for Adolf Hitler. I respect Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler ain't do a damn thing to me. I wasn't nowhere around, wasn't even on the planet. So I would never really understand what that was really all about. How all that came about. And to show you how weak the Germans were at that time, right? Adolf Hitler was born in Austria-Hungary. So he wasn't even a damn German. But he was smart enough and intelligent enough to rule their entire country and take their country to war on a vision that he had. Coming out of Austria-Hungary. Adolf Hitler was only in the office for 12 years. And in 12 years caused all kinds of hell in Germany. Show you how smart that they really was. So you tell me that this man wasn't intelligent enough to accomplish such a goal just by joining on to their party, becoming a political leader in Germany, coming out of Austria, Hungary, right? That's where this man was born, 1889, April the 20th. Wasn't born in Germany. That's why he didn't give a damn about anything that wasn't pure German. Because he had capitalized the minds and the spirits of the Germans during that time. So you got to respect the man that moves out on what they believe and make it happen. She didn't say she agreed with the actions of Hitler and the things that were reported to us that was supposed to have to transpire. Hell, we was having our own atrocities. We're still having our own atrocities here in America to worry about. How in the hell could we worry about what's going on in Germany or in Europe back in 1933 to 1945? See? But these Jews today manipulate every opportunity that they can get to excel. See? That's what that's all about for David Marchese to get a name and drag our sister under the bus. If you were to discuss with her what you really said you wanted to speak with her about, the Farrakhan litmus test wouldn't have never came up. You love Barack Obama. He failed the Farrakhan litmus test. Huh? There were many black men supposed to be representatives of black people in America. And as soon as they got hit with the Farrakhan litmus test, they fell out. Jesse Jackson got hit with the Farrakhan litmus test and fell out because he wanted to be the president so bad. And even though he turned his back on Farrakhan, Farrakhan still backed him up when he needed it. That's the kind of man we got on the scene, man, among us in Louis Farrakhan. See? So we must back our sister and get away from the foolishness that many of our people will get to talking about. Why did she have to mention Hitler? Hell, that's how she felt about it. Why did he have to mention the Farrakhan? Fair exchange ain't no robbery. Is that right? He brought it up. See? He mentioned Farrakhan to test her and see if she would back down. But I send original salute to every black woman in America. I don't care if you're in the Nation of Islam or you're not. Black women show strength when it's absolutely necessary, even if it means that they're going to lose their life. That's a natural thing with black women. It's a natural thing. And this is why they play mind games on our women. This is why they propel our women in certain areas in this country higher than the men, so that they can keep control of the black family. They know exactly what to do according to Willie Lynch and his little shenanigan that he laid out at the time that he laid it out. The focus was on the black woman like it is today. See? But Erykha Badu represents the strongest of the black woman in America. She didn't held her peace. She said what she had to say and meant what she said, and came behind that after the fact on her Twitter page, explaining to those who were concerned, prepare yourself for the onslaught, because now they're coming after her, and they'll be damned if they didn't. anti-Semite. Everybody is an anti-Semite because they may not agree with things that white folks want them to agree with. They don't want you to associate with Farrakhan at all. And here it is, they still hold on to the litmus test. I think white people better finally wake up and realize, I'm talking about the white people in power. I'm not talking about the little white boy and little white girl that you have donuts and coffee with in the morning. I'm not talking about them. Hell, they naive to half for what we're talking about. I'm talking about those that are in power, those that make the decision, those that make effective changes. They're the ones, the Jews, that capitalized off of slavery in the South. They made all the money off the cotton, not them little peckerwoods that had a few slaves in the South. The Jews funded the money to make sure the slave owners kept their slaves. You got to know what's going on, man. You can't take the Nation of Islam or Minister Farrakhan for a joke. Farrakhan is not an entertainer. And I know many of us like to sit and listen to the lectures that the minister lay out and watch the DVDs or the YouTube videos, but he's not there for entertainment. These are Jews that the minister laying out that we as a people should come together collectively, separate, and build our own inside this nation. The messenger of Allah said, it is only right that we do it here, since we contributed to building this nation. Huh? So think about what I'm saying, family. Think about it. Let's stop beating each other up, man. Let's stop assaulting each other with pure ignorance, right? Let's start utilizing social media for the same reason they do it too. We are all on Facebook, is that right? We all love Facebook. You see me on it constantly, right? But just think about it. There were a few white boys that got together in their college dorm and put together what we call Facebook just so that they could communicate with each other. They didn't have a clue that what they doing will turn into a dynasty. They were clueless to that. They didn't even do it for that. So just think about what we can accomplish if we start utilizing social media for the best part. That is to separate and establish our own and do for self. And we wouldn't have to entertain weak reporters like David Marchese of the Vulture internet service or newspaper, whatever the hell it is. See? They like to get with our people so they can get these fat stories that they get and then put it out there and profit off it. So now our sister is put up in a corner where she has to defend herself when she shouldn't have to. Why should she have to defend herself when she spoke from her heart? She said she never mentioned Minister Farrakhan. And she respects Minister Farrakhan because he's the kind of man that has been proven time and time again his love for black people and his desire to see black people separated from the oppression of the government of the United States of America. What you think? Our people don't follow Farrakhan because they're not in suit and bow ties? The minister said, I got an army that you can see and an army that you can't see. There are many black people that follow Farrakhan that's not in the Nation of Islam, but they love him just as much and maybe even more. But they're not on the front line. Doesn't mean that they don't love what we do or what we're striving to do among our people. See? You go to your job that you've been to for 10, 15, 20 years and get out of line, which we call speaking up for yourself, and see how fast them crackers turn on you. The same way they turning on Erykha Badu right now. The same exact way is what they'll do. because they can't stand a free thinker among black people, male or female, especially the woman, because the women rear the children. So if you are free thinking black women and you teach your children like that as they're reared and coming up, how in the hell do you think white people will be able to control them or dictate to them the wages that they are worth? We're teaching our children backwards. We collectively, I'm not excluding myself. I work hard trying to refine my children now because I didn't give them what I didn't have when I was coming up. See? So I just wanted to really, just come at this situation in regards to that post. And our sister Erykha Badu and Jada Pinkett, when she stood up. You see how they attacked Jada Pinkett Smith? Black people were dogging her out. Negroes. Because she spoke up. She spoke her mind. Jada Pinkett Smith. Right? Do you remember that? Dogging her out. I'm talking about black people who ain't participating at all in the salvation, in the resurrection of our people. So we look for our stars or selected few or entertainers to stand up. And when they do stand up, oftentimes we abandon them to be swallowed up by the wolves. Vulture. See? She gave him an opportunity for an interview that she thought he wanted to discuss her artistic talent and her work. But he tried to throw a slide ball in with the litmus test. See, if you a black person in America and you running for political office, these white people will search you up and down to make sure you have no affiliation with Louis Farrakhan. Because the minute that they know that you have affiliation with Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam, they're immediately, I'm talking if you're running from office or anything that has something to do with this governing body, the laws, the government, period. They're going to put you out there. You hate Jews. Are you an anti-Semite? I mean, I use reverse psychology myself personally. What the hell is an anti-Semite? Because that doesn't apply to me. So why would I even entertain the question? I just speak for me. I'm not going to give nobody the opportunity to put words into my mouth. And unfortunately, that's what happened with our sister. Right? Then she had to come back. But I like the way she came back. Especially when she said she liked Hitler. It pissed them crackers off for real. They said Hitler killed 6 million Jews. Did he? Or did he have help? Who really killed them Jews? Was it really Hitler? Or was Hitler really the patsy? Think about it. We don't know. I wasn't born in 1933 or 1945 when it ended. So I would really. But I know the wickedness of this government. And I know the things that they will do to propel and take over countries. Because they're doing it now. While you and I speak. So really. Don't know nothing about Hitler. I will say this for Hitler, and I'm done with Hitler. During the Olympics at that time, I believe the president of the United States was Roosevelt, if I'm not mistaken. But when Jesse Owens, the track star, you remember him? Hello? You remember Jesse? Jesse Owens. He won the gold medal. Hitler saluted him. President Roosevelt didn't even invite him to the White House or speak with him. Think about it. Jesse Owens held his hand up like this when he won the Olympics during that time. Hitler just showed respect. He was a decent man to a degree. And Jesse Owens is a black man. So did Hitler really hate black people? I'm not going to judge it based off that one situation, but hell, I can't say he killed 6 million Jews because I wasn't there. Not by itself anyway. See? So just think about this for a minute, man. And if you're one of those brothers and sisters that's out there and you working on behalf of your family or the black family, just be careful of who you entertain. Assalamu alaikum, big sister Tina Williams. Praise be to Allah. Thank you for joining us. Our sister is always on deck. And I thank you all that constantly click on and support us, sincerely speaking. Because without your support, we wouldn't really be doing this. But at the end of the day, family, if you're out there, be careful of who you associate with when it comes to black liberation. And all these dragons that we have among us that tries to devour us as we go to learn what we can learn. Don't let nobody fool you. I'm not trying to recruit you in the Nation of Islam. I'm in for life. But you're more than welcome to just study the ways of the active members of the nation and the motives of the Nation of Islam. May you join or you don't join, but it may offer you some jewels that you can help your children with as they are growing up. And don't rear them the way we were reared, thinking that white people is fair. They are not. They don't have the ability to be, because they've always been hungry and thirsty for power and control. It's in their genes. They're not like us. Black people are humble. I'll prove my point and I'm going to end this when I say that. Almost everybody that come to America from foreign countries, 98% of the times, where do they go? They set up shop in the black community. When I was a kid growing up in Paterson, New Jersey, right, we used to have black supermarkets and black stores, corner stores. Now everybody under the sun is in our city selling us their foods, and we're forced to buy it because we don't support each other, right? But we receive these people with love. And then once they come in and get used to us, they begin to treat us any way they want because we allow it. We allow our women, our young girls to be manipulated and abused by these so-called foreigners in our communities that suck the blood out of our children when they come in these stores, bribing them for sexual favors to give them food so they can feed their children. Oh, these things are going on right up under our nose. But in the white community, you don't have that. They don't just let any and everybody come in and open up a bodega or a candy store. They got to know who you are. Hell, we would eat chicken from sun up to sundown. Who cooked chicken better than black people? But everywhere you go in the black community, somebody else is selling you chicken. You see where I'm going overall with this whole thing, man? So I thank Allah for our sister, Erykha Badu, Miss Badu, for standing up and speaking up and not being afraid, expressing her thoughts as a free black woman. She ain't denied Louis Farrakhan. She's not a member of the Nation of Islam. She has been to Savior's Day events before. She mentioned that, and she said that she enjoyed herself when she attends the Savior's Day events. She's well aware of our program and supports it. You don't have to be a member in the Nation of Islam to support it. If you know somebody in your family or friends that's involved in the Nation of Islam and you can see the good in them once for a change, then why wouldn't you support that to keep them on the right track? See? I'm not sure if I'm making sense at all, but it makes hella sense to me. I know my family and friends that I grew up with, when I ever get the chance to see them, they give me much love. Behind the fact of what I'm involved with now, in terms of the Nation of Islam, and some of the community involvements or events I get involved with. So, think about it, family. Don't be one of those victims of this Farrakhan litmus test. Let nobody turn you away from the minister. You know the minister loved black people, man. Y'all know that. Look what he's done. Damn near single-handedly, without the help of us, he still would have been working to keep the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad alive and well. So with that being said, family, I'm going to end this. I'm not going to keep you on and just keep going on and dragging this thing out, because I believe the point is well made. Back our sister, man. Show some love. Go to her Twitter page. Just hit her up. Thank her, man. So that she know that black people love her, and common black people, not the stars and the famous people that she know, common black people like you and I. I'm looking to send this video so that she can see. And the comments that you leave, she can read. And know that we love her. She's a soldier, man. Don't look at her faults and defects. Look at the quality of good in each other and her and ourselves. Right? With that being said, family, I want to thank you so much for taking a few moments of your time, for clicking in and joining us on this little quick vibe that we wanted to do in regards to our big sister, Miss Erykha Badu. And continue to support Erykha Badu, her music, her talent, whatever she puts out. Back her up 100%. Go to her Twitter page. Click on her Twitter page. Man, just say hello, anything. She'll recognize it. She may not be able to respond to everybody, but she'll recognize the love and know that what she done was out of love and out of purity and honesty. Savior's Day 2018, February the 23rd to February the 25th in Chicago, Illinois at the McCormick Center. Inshallah, I'll see you there. I can't wait. We got approximately 3.5 weeks to go into Savior's Day, which is the crowning of what you call Black History Month. We crown that thing off with true history, where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will come before the world and share what he has to share with our people here in America and abroad. Thank you for listening. I'll leave you as I came before your nation. Great words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Peace.